Pleasant day. This is Freddie Obando. Welcome to Nation in Motion. With only 3 weeks before the elections, this is the home stretch. What is it going to be? Is it going to be Team Pinoy or UNA overall nationwide and for the national elections? This morning, we're very happy to have with us Professor Prospero de Vera, Vice President for Public Affairs of the University of the Philippines, and at the same time, one of the most respected political strategists and analysts in the country. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Freddie.
Now, 3 weeks, who has the edge?
I think Team Pinoy still has the edge. But at this stage of the campaign, the tactics are now different. You use multiple strategies at this point. You still do television ads. But many of the candidates are now negotiating directly with local candidates to make sure they're in the sample ballot of the candidates. So there's a lot of negotiation going on between the candidates and their strategists. The candidates at the local level who are very strong. Some of the national candidates are negotiating on both sides. If you can get your name in the sample ballot of both the LP and the UNA at the local level, then you stand a better chance. And so, a lot of the candidates are also starting to panic, especially those who are a little low on the surveys. The others are trying their best to maintain a last push in the campaign.
What goes for a team member of Team Pinoy? You know, the ratings came out again today, and it shows that the approval ratings of the president is very high. Is that a big factor in terms of the outcome for the Senate race?
It depends on how aggressively the president will campaign for the Team Pinoy in the home stretch. Is he going to really personally go to key areas for a second chance to deliver the message? Is he going to put out more ads and really take it upon himself to push for individual candidates? That is the key. That is the key question. Because clearly, in the past weeks and months, the fact that the president is campaigning for the Team Pinoy is, of course, a plus for the members. But the home stretch is a different ballgame altogether. So I don't know what is the strategy of the president in the home stretch. For example, the issue of the power crisis in Mindanao potentially is a negative for the Team Pinoy because of the recurring brownouts. And potentially a bonanza for UNA, who is aggressively going there. What will be the strategy of the president and Team Pinoy as far as the power crisis of Mindanao is concerned in this home stretch? We have to watch out how that will unfold.
No, but if you look at the numbers, it's 9-3 or 8-4, whichever survey you're looking at. And if you look at the performance, say, for example, of the vice president making a pitch for the candidates of UNA, somehow it's not working.
No, I think the 9-3 and 8-4 scenarios is partly a product of the endorsements of the president versus the vice president, but really more a product of the candidates themselves. Meaning, the good fortune of Team Pinoy is that it selected very good candidates. That is the first step. Meaning, a senatorial candidate on his own merits should be electable in the first place, based on performance, based on track record.
You're saying man for man, they have the better lineup?
I would say the Team Pinoy has a better lineup from day one. And so that was an advantage. Because if you are not electable in the first place, no amount of endorsement from the president is going to dramatically push you upward. So I think the fact that the Team Pinoy candidates candidates, many of them have very strong track record, very strong advocacies, is the reason why strong, and the endorsement of the president has kept them strong.
Now, looking at how they would recover per candidate from UNA, how can they recover, especially if you're from number 12 all the way to 20.
Yeah, there are still some candidates of the UNA that are still competitive for number 12. So it would depend on the number one, on their strategy in the final 2 weeks. They are on the cusp of number 12. You can count all the way to about number 15 as competitive right now. And second, the Iglesia vote will come into play soon. And if the Iglesia, if you have the good fortune of being included in the list by the Iglesia and you're with UNA, then that can push you up into the magic group.
What about the Catholic vote, like Brother Mike Velar,
I don't-
White Movement?
Yeah, I don't think the white movement or the Catholic vote will be as decisive as the Iglesia vote. Of course, it potentially can add votes, but in the same magnitude as the Iglesia ni Cristo vote.
Now, when you talk about negotiations with local officials right now to be carried in the sample ballot, who do you think has the edge now there, knowing that?
I wouldn't place any edge on Team Pinoy and UNA. It would depend on individual candidates now.
The personal relationship.
Yes, personal relationships built up over time, winnability, the linkages that you have with the local groups that are supportive of local candidates. I think the advantage here is really more on the veteran politicians versus the newer ones. Because the veteran politicians have had the benefit of being in public office for some time, and they have personal and political relationships with many of the local candidates. All local candidates now are mixing and matching their senatorial slate. Don't believe all these local candidates saying we will just put one. They're mixing and matching, they're negotiating. So that is the key to the political fortunes of a lot of the candidates now.
Fearless forecast, are you ready to give one?
I don't think so. Until I see the Iglesia ni Cristo endorsement, I don't think I would be able to give a list of 12.
But early at this stage, given the results of the survey, would you say that the edge is definitely on Team Pinoy?
Definitely, the Team Pinoy has a very, very big advantage right now. And I am surprised that the UNA has not been able to capitalize on the Mindanao problem as much as it can. I thought that was a political bonanza waiting for the UNA to capitalize, but it seems that as of now, they have not been able to capitalize on that as much.
Aside from the President's leadership, what goes for Team Pinoy?
I think it's really some of the other developments that have been happening in the country. Basically, the economic growth rate that has happened is good news, and also the fact that even in the senatorial debates on television, a lot of the Team Pinoy candidates are actually doing better, in the debates. So I think because this is an election where the media has been very, very active in voters' education. You see debates in every station, debates in every location, and there are several candidates whose stocks have really risen because their performance is very good or because they maximize the debates for themselves.
As a final question, UP in cooperation with the COMELEC, voters' education, how significant is this in informing, educating our people to choose the right candidates that they will vote for?
Yes. For the first time, the University of the Philippines has partnered with the Commission on Election to promote a clean, honest, and empowering election. So we signed a memorandum of agreement, and we have a website, halalan.up.edu.ph, which contains a lot of voters' education information for the general public. Profiles of the candidates, their track record, their legislative performance, researches on political issues done by UP experts are there. And the latest that we've done is to fact-check the candidates. We have checked their claims on TV on whether they are telling the truth or stretching the truth or outright lying.
What's the result?
There were some candidates who were really called out because they were really lying in their claims. And all the videos of the debates and the candidates are also available online. I urge everybody to log on to www.halalan.up.edu.ph and you will see a lot of information there which will guide you when you cast your vote on May 13th.
Thank you very much, Professor Prospero de Vera, Vice President for the Public Affairs of the University of the Philippines, joining us here on Nation in Motion. A pleasant day.